is discovery really a problem, or is making the right game for the audience?
That's a great question.
So like you've seen in the Quest. So what happened to me was I was at Meta Connect last year, and around August they had just decurated the store. And so
I'm sorry, they
decurated the store. It used to be you had to get them to approve your game.
Yes, okay,
right?
Got it, right.
So they now
but, I mean they still editorialize.
You can put anything on now. It seems there's no real approval of concepts or whatever.
Surface is different from what's.
But that's different. But regardless of that, that affects. You know, I asked everybody at Meta Connect. I was like, "What are you guys doing about this?" Because this reminds me of when I started my company. I was making flip phone games. Then the iPhone came out, and I remember when the iPhone came out, I was like, "Oh, who cares?" I'm like, "It's gonna be just like when I had to."
I mean, it was amazing.
But when I was making games for Verizon, I had to go fly to Orlando and beg somebody to put a game out.
To put it up there.
People were straight up just bribing people, all this stuff to get games on the deck. It was wild because it was like two people in charge of what goes on and on. So when the iPhone came out, I thought, oh, it's gonna be the same thing. But then I realized, wow, they just let almost anything out.
I mean, they did.
And the Quest store kind of transitioned from kind of what mobile was like in 2006 to the iPhone. It was kind of like an iPhone moment.
Same thing with Steam, right?
Sure, Steam had the same thing. I think Steam navigated that transition a lot better because the Quest, you know, most people I was talking to would say, well, I'm just going to make the same kind of games I'm making. I'm like, well, I think that the audience is going to dramatically shift now, and you might not be able to make the kind of games you want. And it seems like a lot of premium games are not doing very well, but the free-to-play games aimed at like 12-year-olds, like the market has gotten a lot younger. And so is there a discovery problem to solve? It's just like the audience is not there anymore. It's pivoted.
Is a really interesting question. Is discovery a problem? So are you familiar with the aspirin versus vitamin dichotomy?
No, I have not heard of this.
In business, a problem is either an aspirin problem or a vitamin problem.
Okay.
Aspirin problem. Holy shit, I have a fucking headache. I need this problem solved right now. Oh my God, I will pay $15 for an aspirin.
Right.
Vitamin problem. This is probably going to make my life better. I'm going to be healthier. It's going to be great. B12, excellent.
Sure.
Vitamin, I'll pay $5 for, you know. Developers have an aspirin problem. Holy shit, they have a discovery problem. They are not being discovered. They are not being connected to their ideal customer base, right? And this is like, oh, my sitter's almost done.
Oh,
sorry.
Yep, it's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. This is what you're a game developer with kids. This is what happens.
Yeah, this is real life, everybody.
It's real life.
Real life.
Consumers do not have a discovery problem. They have GTA 6 to look forward to.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they have Horizons to look forward to. Like, I've played Polytopia a bazillion times. And technically, I want to do something else, but like, consumers have like a vitamin problem. It's like nice to have. Developers have an aspirin problem.
Yes. Okay.
So, like, when you're watching Netflix, you're missing out on some really great shows. I'm positive of this. There are shows out there that you would love that you're missing. But is it a real problem in your life? You and your girlfriend who's walking Mount Arbor right now, you know, you watch something. What are you watching now?
You know what? I watch a lot of movies. I don't really watch a lot of TV.
That's fine. Movies count.
Yeah,
what are you watching?
I watched Zoltan, the Hound of Vampire, the Dracula's
right? You
dog.
Find it. Like, so there are TV shows that my wife and I would love to watch that we don't know about. You know, it's not an aspirin problem. We're not like, my bones don't hurt because of it. And so I think consumers just don't view themselves as having a problem.
Right. You're solving the developer problem because the consumers don't have a problem.
I think that what I want to do is to demonstrate to consumers that there's a whole world out there. Like, there are literally 110,000+ games on Steam.
Yeah.
And like, so many of them are well rated. That are very specifically for you. And you could be playing these things, and we will match you up with the developers creating these wonderful experiences. So yeah, in many cases, like, you know, if you're making Animal, well, great. But like, there are a lot of other studios that are making kind of like really great puzzle platformers that deserve some attention, that aren't getting attention, that people will be like, you know what, this isn't literally the most mind-blowing thing that I've played, but like, God, I want to play something, this is it. And that's not being served.
Interesting. Yeah, I kind of just feel like there's this seismic audience shift happening now that's going to affect us 10 years down the road, just because the
I'm
way.
going to be 60, Ralph.
Right. So you know what?
I'm
we
gonna be
could
retired.
we could maybe.
Maybe not.
We'll see. We'll see if you can get that acquisition going before the VC funds timeline runs out. But I listened to my friend was telling me how his son all he does is play games on Roblox.
Yep.
And all he does is buy cosmetic upgrades that don't do anything.
Yeah.
And he told me his son was like, Dad, I gotta get home for 5 o'clock because I gotta get to the training session to learn how to be a cashier. He was playing some supermarket. It's not even a game. It's a role-playing supermarket where they become cashiers and then they pretend to have a job.
Was it the Kmart one?
I don't know what it was.
on Steam.
But what I'm saying is this is the next generation of game players.
Yeah.
And are we just old men who are not making games for these? This audience is going to want something that we don't even recognize as a game.
Agreed. But I mean, a zillion people played Balatro.
Yeah.
Balatro, right? That's an indie game that blew up and is good and it's wonderful. I think that still exists.
Yeah, I agree, but it's also a really good game.
It is amazing.
You know what I mean?
It's a fucking good game.
And it really hits.
There are a lot of really good games out there,
Sure,
though.
but I think that game's also kind of catnip for the Steam audience. But it blew up everywhere, not just Steam.
Yeah.
It's just interesting because I just kind of feel like a lot of games are good, but a lot of music is good, but for 6 people.
Ice cream, Haagen-Dazs ice cream is good.
Sure.
Right? And it's fun. And you can eat a lot of ice cream. There are a lot of games out there that are good, that are really well executed, that have a lot of love put into them, and are Haagen-Dazs are rich. They don't necessarily need to break the mold for video games, but they're worth playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not. I feel like these storefronts. Well, it's weird to me. I'm like, it's kind of not in their interest to improve discovery, but it is because they make more money.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Can I let you in on a secret?
Yeah.
So a lot of people will recognize that storefronts don't need to solve discovery to profit. Steam made what grossed $1 billion in revenue in 2024. I actually believe that it is counter to a platform's interests to balkanize games, right? It is better for everybody to be playing GTA 6 when it comes out than for everybody to be playing their perfect game.
Right.
Because network effects tend to be exponential, right? I mean, a bazillion people talking about one game is a lot better than tens of thousands of people talking about their individual games. So I think platforms are disincentivized from solving discovery the way I want to.
Which kind of makes solving discovery hard because the platforms are disincentivized to build the hooks you might need to unlock that.
I don't know. Look, if you're a VC out there, I want to solve top of funnel game discovery. There's an opportunity. And I don't think platforms need to want to solve it for it to be worth solving.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen in the past, Verizon, who I talked to in the past, back in this interview, they did buy.
Big kudos for that,
They
by the
bought
way.
a company, what? Big kudos for
For
what?
talking to Verizon. I never talked to them.
Well,
I talked to Happy Puppy about my Palm Pilot games.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, it's a long story, but way back in the day, when I started my company, I walked on my job in the middle of the day because I was like, I'm going to hang myself if I was still working at this stupid company. I just disappeared from lunch one
You're
day.
a true indie.
Yeah, I just vanished from work.
That. Did you really?
Yeah, I did. It's a long story.
Love it.
It's
Next podcast.
Yeah, I mean, but I went down to Qualcomm, and Qualcomm showed me this demo, and it was like, okay, you hit this button, and it charges the user's phone bill 99 cents.
Yeah.
And I said, what?
Yes.
I said, I don't care what kind of garbage SDK this is. It was basically the SDK they used to write the address book on the black and white phone, but they opened it up. I'm like, I will make games for this because I don't care. You could charge 99 cents, and
It was a quarter century ago.
it was 2001.
Yeah.